Hey everybody, Hey everybody, this is Perch. Now, a normal professional YouTuber would edit that part out, but no, this is what we get. It's more real this way. I'm taking it to the streets. No, that doesn't make any sense. Anyway, let's reach into the proverbial mailbag, which is Gmail, and wade through all of the spam people offering to help and sponsor the channels. That is lies. YouTube getting back to me saying I won my appeal on the dipshit who attempted to call out my channel. Anyway, why do people do this? Anyway, let's read this mail. Hey Perch. Hey. Spoken like somebody who's had too many Arby's. Hey Perch. I don't know if you heard, but and there's I'm not going to promote this channel. Blank. We're just going to call this dumbass channel. Dumbass channel recently played a clip of you from one of your videos where you said that you really hoped the Fantastic Four movie would succeed. I don't know why I can't talk this morning. You really hoped the Fantastic Four movie would succeed. They use this as a gotcha moment against you, saying, "See, this proves he's been a shill all along." How do you respond to this? I don't shrug. I don't know. I try and make a good video out of it. That's how I respond. A video, at least. I don't know. Good is a high bar for this channel. We're just going to say good. Or it's too early in the morning. You know what I need? I need some coffee, or whiskey. One way or another. You need to start your day off going strong, or you start your day off just go ahead and hit that wall early. Why not? I mean, and as long as somebody's insulting my desire for a movie to be good, I might as well put it out there that I'm an alcoholic as well. So we can get both. I can kind of get the triple threat here if I start talking about boobs, and then I get people who desperately want to return to 90s art style of women and tits, saying that we should all be Puritans somehow. I don't know, man. I lost the plot some time ago. I can't keep up. All right. How do I respond to this? Oh wait, no, there's more in the mail. It feels like a lot of people really want for comics and movies to fail, but they don't always offer an alternative for what happens if they're actually successful. If comic books go away, what are you reading? Nothing? And at some point, does this all seem self-serving that YouTube channels that ask you to subscribe and give them money are desperately trying to get you to not like all the other forms of media? Yeah, bingo. Sorry. Yeah. Um, anyway, how do you respond to people who claim you're shilling for the studio when you want the Fantastic Four movie to do well? Thanks for all you do. Appreciate. Okay. Everybody says thanks for all you do. I don't do much. I need to start doing videos where there's a couple of us in the car, and so you can get that kind of banter. That's the future of live streaming right there. Anywho, how do I respond? I mean, let's not, at least that, directly. I mean, look, if you're listening to these channels and you can't spot an obvious, and yeah, I know the word's been overused, but it applies here, a grifter, then I don't know what to tell you. I mean, you hit the nail on the head with it's mysterious that this form of entertainment, i.e. a YouTube channel that puts out, content and streams and other things and tries to make a business out of it, subscribe to my newsletter. I've got a shop. I'm selling whatever it happens to be, little tchotchkes or whatever. It's amazing that those locations, which are anxious for your time, eyeballs, and money, look down on everything else that might compete with your time, eyeballs, and money. It's like, no, movies. It's why a little bit I think these channels do not, go as hard in the paint on music. They'll do it for movies. They'll do it for comics. They'll do it for TV. All those things are woke and bad and terrible. Music. I mean, music. You got to listen to something while you're, in theory, showering off. God, I hope so. But I mean, I don't know. I see an obvious conflict of interest there a little bit. It's like, oh, gee, all these movies are bad. Please, click the bell to subscribe and notify when I get my videos out. Also, I fund my Patreon and I've got super chats here and I'm also selling merch and blah 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 blah. But don't watch those movies because I don't know. It just feels awkward. Anyway, look, how do I respond? No, it's stupid. It's stupid. To want to like things is a good thing. To say that people who want to like things are shills is dumb. There's not, I mean, you don't need a big argument against that. It's just fucking dumb. It could just be dumb because it is dumb. I, I I'll take it away from, whatever this moron said. Um, I don't know about you, but I'll give my passionate argument right now about why you should like things. Hey, you're on this planet, and depending on whether you believe in an afterlife, reincarnation, or whatever it is, or nothing, whatever it happens to be, your time is valuable. I mean, you're wasting your time right now listening to me for some reason. But anyway, your time is important. Your relationships with your family, with your friends, or if you have none of those, yourself, your hand, whatever it happens to be. Uh, no judgment. But your time is important, and in theory, you should want to do things you enjoy. It's why prison is a punishment. I mean, if in your mind you liked things you didn't enjoy, then you might as well go out and just commit crimes and be put in jail because fuck it, it doesn't matter. It's a pretty good deal if you don't care about hating things. Then hey, that's great. You get to go in there and don't have to pay for anything, and you're I mean your life is completely controlled, but that's okay because you don't want to enjoy things, so why not? I find it strange whenever I go into a movie, I'm paying money to go in and sit down and invest some time into whatever bullshit's about to go onto that screen, and I want to enjoy it. I don't go to movies like, man, I hope this really sucks. Now, I get the idea that you're basically injecting yourself with something that is awful with the hope that then you can kind of turn around, go home and, enjoy roasting it to infinity. I guess that's a form of enjoyment. But on some level, you should have a desire for things to get better. If things are awful in your life, there should be a draw, a pull, an attempt, a hope that the sun will come up tomorrow and life will be better. That that is the that is a normal thing. And I think if hoping for things to get better means you're somehow compromised. I mean, look again. The people who would say that are out of their minds, and also want something. It's agenda based. I mean, unfortunately, it's really as simple as that. They want your time, they want your attention, they want your money, they want it for themselves, they want to control it. That's all it is. Um, it because it's normal to enjoy things. If I walk into an Arby's, I know I'm going to hate that sandwich and the diarrhea that will follow afterward. So I don't go into Arby's because why do that? That would be crazy. I'm gonna get to meet. We're gonna have the Perch Wes from Thinking Critical Summit here in Dallas in like a month and a half, and it'll be fun. He's already saying, "Let's go to Arby's," and I'm already saying, but I can't eat there because you're gonna need somebody to drive you to the emergency room. And I mean, if both of us are on the floor writhing in pain, our our guts threatening to eject out of our mouths, we're not going to be having a good time. Who wants that? So you should. By the way, me by contrast, Wes is really excited about eating Arby's. He wants to get that big Montana and sink his teeth into whatever that thing that they call meat is, that pinkish ribbony. Anyway, he wants to do that. I don't think he's a shill for Arby's. I don't think he's a spokesman for Arby's. He wants to enjoy himself. Little does he know he's going to die if he eats that. And it's my job as a friend to try and prevent his death. That's the relationship we have. But at no point am I going to go, Wes is clearly a plant for Arby's. Come on. I want the Marvel movies to be good. I do. I would see the Marvels with my daughters. It was bad. It's not that it was. I mean, it wasn't like catastrophically bad. It wasn't like Waterworld bad. It wasn't one of the worst things I've ever seen, but it wasn't good. It was a waste of time. And I didn't feel good about that. I didn't exit that theater. My daughter, I'm like, I went because my younger one, liked the Miss Marvel show at the beginning. She lost complete interest kind of midway through the season and never went back to it. But it's like 2 hours. She was interested to see it. She likes the kind of happy energy of that actress. And she was like, oh, that sucked. My younger daughter. So nobody had a good time. And I wasn't excited and happy about that. I was like, man, I wish that movie would have been good. That's what I wanted. With the time we have on this earth, you should hope things get better. If you're a comic book fan, you should hope not only the comic books are good, that every comic book you pay, you pay your $14.95 for a 20-page floppy. I'm kidding, but not only barely. Well, no, that's a gross exaggeration. I got to be fair. But I mean, you pay your money for this comic, and then you open it up. You should hope that you're about to read something good. I like the Ghost Machine comics. They're good. I feel good when I read those comics. They're enjoyable. That's what you should want. And you should hope that the future is better. And so if a movie's coming out in the future, I'm a big fan of the Fantastic Four, I want that movie to be good. As I also said in that video, conveniently, a lot of people leave this part out. If you get burned enough times, then you stop expecting it to be good. And instead, you're in more of a wait and see moment. That's where I am with a lot of, like, the Marvel movies have struggled a lot lately. And they're not, it's not surefire entertainment. There's a point there where the Marvel movies were really clicking. And even though it had the stupid quippy humor and some of the other stuff that I dislike, on the whole, I was like, okay, I'm looking forward to that. I think it will be good. I've moved my approach, and this is important, from I think it will be good to I hope it will be good. They put out some bangers and a run, and I will move to I think it will be good again. But the second you get to I think it will be bad, or I'm not even going to hope it will be good because I just want it to die in fire. That's the time to stop watching. At that point, if I ever find myself there mentally, then I try to just avoid it. I don't. It doesn't enter my head, like prison. At no point in my head am I like, man, I hope one day I get to spend some time in prison because it'll probably be pretty good. I hope. I think that prison stay will be good. No, of course not. It'll be bad. So I don't hope for a good prison experience. I just avoid it. But you should want good things in life. That's humanity. That's normal. We should all strive to want good things in our life. It's normalcy. Anyway, go out and enjoy things. There's lots of things to enjoy. You might have to dig a little bit. You might have to find them, and you might have to go enjoy different things. As you go through life, you change and stuff changes. Once upon a time, I'm sure I really enjoyed Chuck E. Cheese. There's nothing about that experience that's any good anymore. Look, nothing. One of my daughters a couple of years ago somebody had a birthday party there, and she was invited, and we go ahead. It's like, holy shit, this place is awful. Like, food bad, games bad, thing old, disease likely. Look, like that's where we're at with this. Thankfully, kind of the big era where she would have been going to a lot of those parties, there was a COVID hit, so it's like, okay, let's get that right out of the way. Anyway, all right, go out and like things, folks. Thanks for listening.